Alright, gang, welcome back to episode 2 of Courageous County. So, this is the second time that I'm recording this because the last time I did it, well, I made a dreadful miscalculation and ended up $4,500 in the hole before I even started my city. So, needless to say, couldn't have that be the start of my city. But, other than that, we're back at the exact same place that we were last time we left off. The only difference is I have applied my ultimate eye candy settings. So let's talk about this for just a minute. You'll see that I've changed my time of day to be about 1 o'clock in the afternoon, and I have turned off the day-night cycle. Can't stand playing at night. Just drives me crazy because I can't see to build things. I will frequently switch it back to night just to look and see how things are, of course. I've also turned off the rain because I don't want to play in this. I don't know about you. Once in a while, I'll turn it on just to see how things look, though, because it does look kind of cool occasionally. Turn that back off. I also have a setting called this one because I am creative. Hear me roar, rar. And I have loaded that in already. So that changes my latitude and longitude to be what I want them to be, changes my global light intensity, ambient light intensity to be where I want them to be, and also selects whatever loot it is that I had selected at the time. Unfortunately, I saved this probably 6 months ago, and I couldn't even begin to tell you what the original settings are. Other than that, I haven't changed much about this map. Anything. I haven't changed anything about this map. I do want to talk about a couple possible things, though, uh, that I think might be fun. So, welcome to episode 2 of Games with Dad, playing City Skylines. In case you missed the last episode, that we just went over the mods that we're going to be using and talked about Fisher Enclave in general. Um, a couple points of interest on here that I will focus on, I think, as I play. I really like this peninsula. I have kind of in my mind here a thought of doing like an amusement park, a peninsula amusement park. I like that idea. And then this area here, you can tell that it was once water. I think I'm going to bring that back. Once I get access to the terrain tools, I will lower this so that some of this water just flows back in and fills this up. I think it'll look pretty neat. I did it on my playtest map and I really like the way it looks, so I will do that again. I will not be getting rid of these walls here because I think it's really cool. I think it tells some of the story of the city over its history. I like to imagine that this water brought in a bay and there was a fortress up here that was protecting it during, Revolutionary War times, so on and so forth. Yes, American theme. Hello again, America. Uh, so I will keep that 'cause I just think it's kind of cool. You'll see it's also over here as well, where I would imagine there would have been a small little outpost type thing. This island here, I've gone back and forth a dozen times on what I want to do there. Currently, the leading idea is to create a nature reserve out there, but we'll see because I've also had the idea of creating like kind of like a little Alcatraz, but I think that's too big to be an Alcatraz type setting. So I may end up just producing another artificial island, or perhaps this would make a decent Alcatraz something. We'll see. A couple other changes that I can tell you will happen. This highway here, I don't like the fact that it cuts out through here, so I will bring it and run it up through here instead, and all along the coast so that all of this area can be built in. Going back and forth on exactly what I want to do with the highway here, I may end up bringing it straight across, but I think I'm not. I think I'm going to stick with what I did in my original playtest, which was just to have this be the city entrance, and that's it. No highways. I kind of like what I did there, and I like the way it looks, so I'll probably end up sticking with that. Let's see. Other possible changes. I think that's really it. Most of the map is going to stay the way it is, because I really, really like this map a lot. I think it's beautiful, and it's probably the first Paradox official map that I saw that I really, really liked. So, but let's go ahead and hop in. So we know we're going to build our entry here since that's the only option that we have. One thing I am going to do before I get started though, I'm going to open up my Move It and I'm going to get rid of all the extra rocks and branches. It doesn't have any impact on the look because the dead trees and stuff. They're in the middle of the woods. You can't really see them anyways. But I I can't help but think that having all of these extra rocks here, where it's not going to matter, because again I'm going to flood this with water, are just simply going to eat up processing. We're not getting rid of any important props again. You know, this wall's not going, that shipwreck's not going, nothing like that. So it just gets rid of all the excess malarkey. That's what I'm going to stick to calling it. Okay, so let's go ahead and get our initial road segment down so that we can get rid of it, so that we can have access to our tools. I don't like the fact that this comes in here like this, so let's go ahead and drop that. All right, so here's what I'm thinking. I want to come into a decently large roundabout here. I'm not going to do roundabouts everywhere, like I said when we were going through the mods. I'm not going to do roundabouts everywhere because I don't think that they're realistic. I think a few make sense, of course, but I don't think that they can be like, you know, your standard operating procedure. Uh, that's one of the few problems that I've ever had with watching some other YouTubers and stuff. But we'll we're gonna do us, and we're gonna see how things go. So I am gonna start off with one though. So let's get our roundabout builder bro. Let's get our route. Okay, let's go roundabout builder. Uh-oh. Oh, there it is. Okay, I don't know why it was hiding. All right. So as we can see, we can do this little free cursor mode thing, which lets us place a roundabout anywhere we want. I want to do one that's a lot bigger than this. No, I don't want 900 though. Let's do 90. Uh, that's not 90. Let's do 90. How's that look? Does that look big enough? So what I'm thinking is that in the middle of it, I kind of want to put in my water towers in the center. Um, I like that. I think it looks cool. And I have a neat water tower asset that I like a lot. So yeah, I think that's what we're going to do. We're going to plop this here. We're going to go ahead and pause the game because as you know, as soon as you start plopping down roads, you start spending money. And I don't want to spend money that I don't have. So we're going to go ahead and do that. Now, let's go ahead and we're going to pull out this handy dandy planning road. So this planning road is great. No cost, no maintenance, can't be driven on. It's just there so that you can figure out what you want to do. So that's what we're going to do. Because of the fact that I care a lot about symmetry, we're going to use this to hold our roundabout to a round shape. If you've never done this, it prevents your roundabout from getting all weirdly misshapen when you start to connect roads in odd places. So let's go ahead and do this. Let's see. You know what, I'm going to move this whole entire thing over just a little bit. Give ourselves a little bit more room to work. There we go. All right. So I want to have this one come off of here because that makes sense. All right. So let's do 45, 50. We'll do 50 here. All right. Let's see. So they would intersect there. All right. So 28. So that's about 5. So let's knock this back to around 23. That'll give us a decent angle there. All right. Almost 180. I can handle almost 180. That's okay. All right. And then because I don't want to have my entrance and my exit too close to one another, we are going to do this here. Oh, excuse me. Do this. Come off at 50. Oh, 50. That's going to be a... Yeah, we can do that. Right there. And then we'll go just like this. I don't like that. I'll go to here. There. That gets us our 180. Okay, I think that'll work, right? Yeah, that makes sense to me. Okay, so we don't have to worry about these taking up any money. We'll switch those over to our standard pretend I have a highway type thing until I unlock highways. Right, and then we'll go like this. Switch that. Gotta get those lane mathematics down, right? Okay, so there's that. This will fix itself once I get rid of the planning roads there. Okay, so let's do, I think I want to plan for a main arterial running this way and this way. No, I probably want to run it here. So we need a road to get to the arterial. Let's go ahead and grab a 4-lane planning road. And we'll come off completely straight here. Does that make sense? Or do we want to go here? I think this looks better here. What do you guys think? I think this looks better. So we'll do that. Okay, so that will be that road. And then that allows us to put a large arterial, large arterial right here. Right? Heck yeah. I think we do this. Yeah, that works. Then we come over here with it. I want to try to keep this little doodad here. I kind of like that. There. All right, so that will be an arterial. Now, for now, because I don't have the money, I'm going to slap this down and make it into dirt roads. All right, but eventually these will become main arterials. Okay, so there's that. We got our dirt road down. That's our main doobly-doo there. All right, now I don't think we need planning roads for this part. I want to put my industrial, kind of have like a little industrial complex back in here. All right, so I think what we'll do, that, yeah, 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 it'll be a little bit bigger. Yeah, be a little bit bigger than I originally wanted, but that's okay. All right, so this will also eventually become an arterial as well. But for now, I think that works. All right, and then let's get, so now we've got an arterial here. Let's get ourselves a collector. So in case you guys are unaware, arterials, collectors, and local roads are the different road hierarchies. Um, if you haven't gotten into road hierarchies, I would really greatly encourage you to. It totally changes how your game plays, how your traffic works. And I find it in the end to be much less stressful, uh, and I don't have to constantly keep restarting my cities. So this will be a collector road here, right? So arterials are usually going to be a 6-lane road, right? So we've got our, let's just show you an example, right? So we've got an arterial here, okay? Well, then we've got our collector roads, which would join up, once or twice to an arterial, right? So here, let's say we have an arterial this big, okay? And our collector roads would only join up the 2 times, right? Well, let's just assume these connect over here or something, because we don't want to do a lot of cul-de-sacs because cul-de-sacs are not realistically safe, right? So we only have these 2 connections from the collector to the arterial. But now we can take these local roads and we can put more connections because it makes more sense to have more connections to the collector roads. And then inside the locals, actually, if I was going to do this for really real, I would probably do this instead. Let's just pretend for a minute. I'd probably do this instead. All right, come here. And then most of my connections would actually be on these, on these local roads, right? And then I could have smaller grids in here. So this is the grid sizes we start to see, right? This is why we see these 10 by 10 grids coming out. Um, but these allow for as many connections as you want inside the local with just a few to your collectors and then only a couple to your arterials. Anyway, so that is road hierarchy in a nutshell. There's much better videos out there if you want to go learn more about them. Let's get rid of those and let's get back to planning our city. So we have an arterial here. We have a collector here. So let's get a local road in. Let's see. I'll go back a little bit further with this, I think. Go to there. And then, okay. So now we want to get our actual home grid. So one thing I know I want to do is I want to put a walkway next to the main avenue. Let's just see how big this is going to be when it's all said and done so we can plan for it. So I want to leave this square here empty so that I can run a sidewalk through there. I want to leave this square empty so I can run a row of trees through there, and same with that. So what I want to do is have my roads actually start there. So that would be this line here. All right. So let's go ahead and do that. Okay, and I want to start, like I don't want my node for my neighborhood to be, oopsie, see, look at that, it started too close. All right, okay. I don't want my node for my neighborhood turn off to be too close to this intersection, right? Because we want to give people time to get away from that so that we don't have a traffic jam there, right? So I found 15 is good. 15 seems to be reliable, right? That gives time for people to make some changes and all that sort of stuff. Okay, so there we go. So now we have this. Would you look at that? I ended up being farther away than I meant to be, and that's going to mess up my grid. So let's go back. I really do want to be on this one. I was right the first time. Probably should have just marked that out. Okay, there. All right, now we know we're going to kind of do the same there, right? Okay, cool beans. So let's. This is going to be a much larger road though, so let's go ahead and upgrade that again, see where we're going to be. Oh, good, I ended it perfectly. Because I kind of think I'm going to do a very similar thing here. I'm kind of going to keep that walkway and tree thing going around most of my city. Okay, so now I've got this basic thing down here. I can start thinking about what I want to do for an actual grid. All right. So let's see. If we go and do a 10 by 10 grid, that's going to come out to here. That's going to look kind of silly. Uh, so instead, what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to do a 12, right? And we'll do a 12 by 14 grid. So let's turn off our road guidelines for a second. So get in the way. So we're going to do 12 from this way to this over here, right? That's because it's our 12 right there. And then we're going to do 14. So let's go out to a multiple of 14. I don't want to do 28 because that's too short of a block. So let's go another 14 and that'll bring us out to what? 42. Okay. So get to 42. Great. 10, 12. There we go. Okay, so now this is where you've got to be fluid in your decision making. I think I want to do, yeah, to get 12 by 14, we're going to go there, right? So that gives us 14. All right, cool beans. Now we go here, and that gives us another 14. So there's our grid. So now, because of the fact that symmetry is so important to me, I'm moving my intersection to here, right? So we can be right in the middle. So that puts us only 13 from there. I'm okay with that. I can live with that. Right. So now, like we were talking earlier, we don't want to have too many connections to our collector road here, right? So I'm not going to do anything else here because what I'll do is once I make, oh yeah, I got enough money. Let's make one more. Go 14, 12. Okay. So we want to stick another one right in the middle of this. There. So there's our two connections to our collector road here, right? So now we don't want more connections to our arterial. Now this may change. I may end up deciding, you know what, I do need to throw one more connection here. We'll see what happens. For now, this is what I'm going to go with. Okay. I do want to bring back, so we want to keep this here. So we got 12. Can I get another one in? So I can't, I see I can't get another one in there. So instead I'll go to 12, finish that one out, and then I will go halfway here, halfway there, and then let's see. Oh, that's terrible. Let's not do that. There. Oh goodness, I don't like the way that looks at all. Let's see. So this is 4. This is 7. So let's go another 3 here. There. And now it'll be even and happy. Whew. Okay, that was scary. Couldn't have that be that icky. All right. So we're going to do the same thing here. All right. About 6. All right. And then go out to, ooh, is that 9? Right. So that's 5. And that's 6. Oh, bollocks. All right. So we'll go to 7 here. There we go. And then that and that. Okay. Cool beans. Great, grand, wonderful. So that gives us our basic starting neighborhood, right? So let's go ahead and flip that back over so people can actually drive on it. Let's go ahead and get rid of all of these because they were just put there to be placeholders. And let's go and drop our water tower. Okay, so these are 2 water towers that I picked up off the workshop. I like them a lot. As you see, they're not drastically, they're not like cheaty, right? Because this one only does, what is that? 1,600,000 cubic meters. This one does 192,000. And the price for this, oh geez, 35,000. And this, which is, or sorry, 35. Wait, yeah, 35,000. So this is closer to the actual, right? So 192,000 is about equivalent to this. I mean, if you look at this, this is $2,500. So it's pretty gosh darn close to the same thing. Okay. Well, so let's go ahead and get this centered as close as we can, and boom. Okay, another mod that I didn't tell you guys about in the last episode because it doesn't show up on the list is remove need for pipes. So I can't like fathom why there is no mod out there that has pipes automatically under the roads. So you've got the electric roads mod that does it for electricity. Great. Why doesn't that exist for pipes? I can't for the life of me understand it. So instead, I use remove need for pipes. I also use remove need for power lines because they work well together and I don't ever have any issues with them. So, okay, now we've got our arterial here, right? Now this isn't going to be the pretty side of town, so I'm not nearly as worried about maintaining uh, that perfect grid for over here. Okay. So what I do want to start with though is I know that I want to put just because I know what I enjoy. I want to put little power and water treatment stuff back here. Okay, so too close to the road. Or too close to the highway by the time I'm done. So let's go here. All right, so this is gonna let me put kind of a power and water complex back here. So let's go ahead and grab the power one that I like. So this is yet another thing I got off the interwebs. $19,000 for 40 megawatts. I mean, this is $19,000 for 40 megawatts, right? So we're talking almost identical. This just looks a lot cooler, in my opinion. Okay, so let's go ahead and actually do this. And we're going to set this up so that we can build kind of an entire power system or power supply company type deal right back here. Okay. For now, it won't make much sense, but it will once we get some more stuff built. Okay. Just okay. Okay. All right. So we're gonna do this for now. Great. There we go. So we got power, we got water. We need to get our sewage. I am going to use the Eco Inland Water Treatment Plant because I don't like pollution. I don't want any more pollution than I absolutely have to have for this. Uh, so let's see if we go here, that puts us there. If we go there, that puts us there. So that gives us one road in between. For a path, I can deal with that. Okay, cool. All right, let's slap down this bad boy. I'm going to extend this over to here because I do know at some point I'm going to slap another. I'm going to slap another water thingy right there. So for now, we'll leave that. Okay, so we've got our residential area here, right? We're going to build a little commercial area down over here. And then we've got our water and power back there. So now let's make ourselves a little industrial area, right? So I think it would make sense to leave these pretty much unfettered, right? Because we don't want to create too much traffic there. So instead, let's make a little industrial park type thing here. We want to set it back off the road because, I mean, who wants to see that? When I say we, I mean I want to set it back off the road. So in the industrial, in all honesty, it is my goal to not have industrial in this city any longer than I need to. This kind of industrial in my city any longer than I need to. So I am going to go with the most basic of grids here. And I'm just going to do a 10 by 10 grid. What I am going to do though, because I don't like to build anything like this right off of my main road when I'm in, so I won't build anything off of this, but I will build off of this here. All right, so let's do that. All right, and then how long are we here? All right, 24. So we'll go to 12. I'll make a 12 by 10 grid. Perfect. Okay. Good, great, grand, wonderful. No yelling on the bus. Okay, let's get some industrial slapped in there. That should be good for that. Let's get some residential slapped down here. All right, that's enough to get us started. And then we will throw some commercial right here. Actually, we'll go expand out of there. Okay, so there we go. So we have enough now to go ahead and start our city. So, what are we going to do? We're going to start our city. And look at this. We still have $21,000 left. And we have everything that we absolutely have to get started. So, city, begin. Okay, so now we just sit back and we wait for our first people to move in. Here they come. It's like a little army. Another thing that we're going to do once we have it unlocked, I can't stand this intersection. We're going to fix this up. But for now, we're kind of stuck with it. So we will make it better. I have a lot of thoughts in mind for how we're going to handle this whole roundabout here. Um, but for now, again, we're stuck with what we have access to. All right. So starting to get some people in here. Up to 60. As soon as we hit that first milestone, we're going to call it quits for this episode here, okay? Um, Starting to get some people moving in. What do we got here? Go-To Guys Shipping Center. All right. Hey, the Go-To Guys. Cool names. Tim Hortons. Nice. I said American. Dang it. Okay, so this is kind of what I was... I didn't really want them to build off of this because now I have the back end facing over here. For now, I'm going to let that stay. But once, because this commercial won't be staying here. This is just strictly to fill the need for now because remember, this is going to become a 4-lane and have that walkway there. So once we get the actual 4-lane down, we'll worry more about that. Let's take a look at 105 population, and our next milestone's at 300, so we should be there in no time at all. All right, negative, negative. So this is what the total auto budget does too. So it automatically knocks these down to where they need to be for this. I mean, I can lower this, but it's not going to make a difference because I don't actually have the road maintenance depot. So you won't see any difference there at all. All right. But on that filling, we got a little bit more, well, quite a bit more residential demand. So we'll plop that bad boy down. Uh, oh, you know, guys, these weren't supposed to be commercial. These are supposed to be residential. I done made a boo-boo. Let's fix that. I hate when sometimes you go to click in City Skylines and it doesn't accept your click. It's like, no, your click is not good enough for us. So, almost a positive. Almost, come on. Another mod that I do keep that the landscaping allows you to do is change your ground resources. So I can't show it to you yet because we haven't unlocked it. But this will allow us to put down our own oil and ore and agriculture. Um, is it necessity? No, of course not. But again, I just think that it makes it more customizable. And I mean, hey, you know, one of the big points of this whole entire game is to be able to customize. Hey, yay, we're making money. All right. So I am going to want to loop this around, right? Because I don't want to just build straight to the highway. So let's start thinking about that. We'll slow down our game a little bit because as you can see, we already have more residential need. Now I know I'm going to throw in some residential here, but I'm not too keen on doing that right this second. So we said we were going 14. So if we go to 14 here, then that's going to put us too close to this highway. I don't want to be that close to this highway. So for now, let's do this. And there. So I think that's going to be about the angle that we want to go at. All right. Okay, cool. So we're going to make our grid a little bit smaller here. So that's what, 24. So we're going to go 12. All right, so we'll go 12 by 12 there. All right, and then, so what I'm actually going to do is bring up this, because this will be that collector road. So I'm going to bring the collector there, and we're actually going to end the collector right here. It doesn't make any sense. I might end up going over this highway with it, or under the highway, because in all honesty, I'm probably going to turn this into an elevated highway at some point. But for now, I think that's going to be just fine. All right, so then we have what? That's at 12. So now we have our 12 by 14 this way. So now we're going to switch our 14 to going this way, right? That's 12. Let's do this because it's easier to measure. Let's go out 56. All right. That gives us a total of 8 blocks there. Look, kids, math can be fun. Okay. Boom. And then boom. And then boom. And then boom. Okay. Another thing too, now that we unlock tax. Oh, silly boy, I didn't unlock taxes yet. You crazy? Okay, so let's get here. Let's get our next set of blocks ready to go. Alright, and there's that. The industrial need is getting up there, so let's go slap some more of that down. Alright, slap one more block of that. Yeah, this is always fun to me. Like, yes, we need more industrial, but yet we don't have enough people to work the ones that we already have. Okay. We'll slap some more residential there. Eventually, I will probably stick a park here. So I'm going to leave that one blank for now. All right, get this down. This and this. I'll get that there. All right, so I'm thinking, like I said, that we're gonna do a commercial area right along the shoreline here. Yay, little hamlet. All right, so let's let that play out. So yeah, I think we're gonna do a commercial area right along the shoreline here. Uh, perhaps, perhaps something somewhat touristy, but I'm not really sure. Uh, for now, what we have seems to be working. All right. So now, like I said, let's go hop into our taxes, set that up to 12, not 13%, 12% all across the board. Our budget, we just leave that alone. We don't need to take a loan, so we're good there. Uh, and that is Courageous County, which is now, what is it, Little Hamlet. All right, cool. Hamletito. All right. So that's pretty much been episode 2 of Games with Dad and Courageous County. So again, I'd love to see you hit that like and subscribe button. If you didn't like the video, that's fine. Go ahead, drop a dislike. But do me a favor, let me know what you didn't like so that I can improve. My goal is to be able to be there and be there for you while also having fun playing something that I love to do. Um, so let's talk a little bit about the name too, right? So I'm calling this channel Games with Dad. Uh, One of the things that I want to be able to do is to essentially be there for you guys. I have a paternal instinct. It's who I am. It's pervaded every part of my life. I don't see that changing anytime soon. So let's go. You've got questions about how to do things. Let's talk about it. I'm going to rely on you guys to help provide some of the channel content, right? And I will do what I can to be there for you. So, anyways, thank you so much for being part of Games with Dad, and I hope to see you in episode 3. Good luck and God bless.